theme this year of Revive is being an imitator. Now, I was always told to be myself, you know, to be that original. And once you get to know me, if you don't already know me, y'all are going to say, I'm kind of an original. Definitely one of a kind. Nobody wants to be like me, I promise you. But, you know, we're always told to be that, or to be an original. And I mean, God made me Kevin White. That's all I can be. That's all I want to be. Yet, our old buddy Paul, whoops. Can you tell I'm not a worship leader? Our old buddy Paul wrote a letter to the Christians living in Ephesus. And in it is our main verse, our theme for the weekend. It comes from Ephesians 5:1. Therefore, imitate God like dearly loved children. Live your life with love, following the example of Christ, who loved us and gave himself for us. He was the sacrificial offering that smelled sweet to God. So right there, good old Paul, sitting in a Roman prison, is telling the Ephesians to imitate God. Now, as I said, you know, we're told from an early age to be ourselves. We don't always do that. I know when I was younger, y'all's age, I looked around at all the people who, you know, the musicians, the actors, who had it all, you know, and that's what I wanted, you know. I want to be a billionaire so bad. All of the things I never had. Be on the cover of Forbes magazine. Smiling next to Oprah and the Queen. Oh, every time I close my eyes, I see my name in shining lights. A different city every night. Oh, world better prepare for when I'm a millionaire. Well, when that one wasn't working out so well, I got to looking around again, looking around for the other people I could imitate, so I could be cool, so I could be accepted. So I continued, I did. I continued down the wrong path. I imitated the wrong people. The people that were doing the things that I shouldn't have been doing. You know, basically, I was worshiping at the altar of Red Solo Cup. I feel you up. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. I will be Red Solo Cup. I feel you up. Let's have a party. Proceed party. Yeah. Still, even doing all the partying and all the things, I wasn't happy. I wasn't imitating the right people. And I went further down that road. I looked for the people that looked like they had it all. You know, the fame, the fortune, and of course, the ladies. That was a shout out to Jay. Ladies. Well, I started chasing those ladies. They weren't the ladies that were leading me towards God, I can promise you that. They took me further and further down the wrong road. And, you know, I went out of my way. I looked for those women, you know, and I searched the world over. the world over for a Euro trash girl. Well, through all my imitating of other people, I still felt alone and out of place. I still felt like a stranger in my own body. Then a very dear friend of mine, I went to visit a very, very dear friend of mine, and we were sitting on her balcony drinking coffee one night. And I can talk to Mandy about anything. Anything that ever bothered me, I could go to Mandy. She was, you know, in her great and infinite wisdom, that is Mandy Moulton. I told her what was going on and what I was doing, and Mandy got up and she literally, when I say literally, I mean she stood up, walked behind me, and slapped me on the back of the head. And she goes, "Kevin, that's just the devil talking to you in your ear. You just need to quit listening to him right now." And I was sitting there, I was rubbing my head, and you know, she was right. It was the devil, the great tempter, whatever you want to call him. And on my way home from Mandy, I started talking to God. And that was the first time in a long, long time that I talked to God. And, you know, coming back from Florida, you're on all those back roads. And I turned the radio off, turned off the iPod, and I just drove in silence. And I asked God, I said, you know, God, I need a lot of help here. I need a lot of forgiveness. And I need a lot of guidance. And I heard God for the first time. And he told me, he goes, "Kevin, you're a moron. Look behind me. I'm right here. I'm standing here right behind you. I'm holding out my hand. All you got to do is reach out, grab a hold of it." And, you know, I started to realize that it was Mandy. Mandy was a change, the change in my life, the change in my world. And I told her, "You could be a hero. You can be the change in this world. Rise above the normal. Don't have to be afraid anymore. We got love inside worth fighting for. You could be a hero." So on that car ride home, I made the decision, and I hope it's a decision y'all all make. Just not as long as it took me to make it, but the decision to follow God. And that's exactly what it is. God is standing there. He's not going to force himself on us. He wants us to make the choice. And so that's what we all need to do, is make that choice to imitate God, to imitate his son, Jesus Christ. So we can still be ourselves. We can still be an original. But imitating God is the key to living a powerful and purposeful life as followers and disciples of him and of Jesus. You know, doing what Jesus did, living as Jesus lived, loving everybody. And if we do this, living as he teaches us to live, he will help us live. Help us live our life with love, with mercy and truth, Lord. Guide us from above. Teach us our ways, God, and help us to see a world in need of your Spirit and the freedom you bring. Help us live our life with love, with mercy and truth, Lord. Guide us from above. Teach us your ways, God, and help us to see a world in need of your Spirit and And that's what this weekend is really and truly all about. It's going to be a lot of laughs. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be hopefully very meaningful to every single one of y'all in here. But that's what God is calling each and every one of us to do. You know, we can act silly, we can cut up, we can have fun. God is in us. God loves us. Why can't we imitate God? We are made in His image. We were made perfect. We fell from grace. Christ, God sent us His Son. He died on the cross, so we're all forgiven. We can all live as true Christians. So, as we go through this weekend, let's all imitate God and Jesus for this weekend. And it becomes a habit. Turn your life over to God. It doesn't matter how big, how small your problem is. God's got your back. Now, we're going to be breaking up into small groups. So, as I call your name, I'm going to call the group leader first. And that person will stand up, and y'all, when I call your name, you will follow them.